Hello, welcome to this update for Tropical Storm Helene. So let's see what's happening with Tropical Storm Helene in some other areas. So first, Tropical Storm Helene has formed like 1 hour ago. It has formed. So let's see what's happening. Helene is forecast to intensify, be near hurricane strength when it reaches the northeast western Caribbean Sea. Early Wednesday, tropical storm conditions are expected over parts of western Cuba and northeastern coast of the Yucatan Peninsula with hurricane conditions possible. Helene is expected to rapidly intensify over the eastern Gulf of Mexico and be a major hurricane when it approaches northeastern Gulf on Thursday. The risk of impacts like life-threatening storm surge with damaging hurricane force winds continue to increase along the coast of Florida Panhandle and West Coast. Hurricane and storm surge watches are now in effect for much of the area. Residents in those areas should follow advice given by local government and officials. So Helene will bring heavy rain, parts of the western Caribbean will cause considerable flooding, mudslides western Cuba. Heavy rainfall likely result in local considerable flash and urban flooding, portions of Florida, and isolated flash flooding and urban flooding in the southeast, southern Appalachians, and Tennessee Valley, Wednesday through Friday. Minor to isolated moderate river flooding is possible, so please be careful there. This is a serious situation. The current track has get into major hurricane in the eastern Gulf, and like if this happens, this might be a category 4 at landfall, but depends on how it plays out. Let's see. So they have as a hurricane as it passes by the Yucatan, and still some tropical storm warnings in the Cayman Islands, Cuba, and the Yucatan. Some hurricane watches near Cuba and the Yucatan too, and hurricane watches there in Florida already. Very high up, like all the way from the central Gulf Coast of Florida all the way to the Panhandle, and tropical storm warnings in the Keys and tropical storm watches further south, and some watches there in the north too. So please be careful there. Let's see. There's this cone here. It shows the inland warnings. The hurricane warnings go all the way to the Georgia border. The tropical storm watches throughout central Florida there. The hurricane watches, actually those are watches, not warnings. And the tropical storm watches there in parts of the Panhandle too. Shows the tropical storm warnings in Cuba there and the Yucatan all across western Cuba, so be careful. And let's see. The rainfall expectations still like 8 to 12 inches in the Florida Panhandle, some 6 to 8 inches in western Florida there on the coast, and right they have 8 to 12 inches in North Carolina, Georgia there, and South Carolina. So there'll be some flooding too. So please be careful. And like 4 to 6 inches all the way there into even Virginia and Missouri. So a lot. Please be careful. And for Cuba and the Yucatan, show like some 12 plus inches locally near the Cayman Islands too. Some 8, so like 6 to 8 inches in the Yucatan. So please be careful. Let's see. There are already the storm surge watches there across the whole west coast of Florida and all the way to the Panhandle. So be careful. The storm surge watches there. And let's see, now the storm surge is really high, forecasted to reach between 10 and 15 feet above the ground in the Big Bend there, and 5 to 10 feet in parts of the Panhandle, 1 to 3 feet, 6 to 10 feet further south. In the Tampa Basin, 5 to 8 feet of storm surge, 4 to 7 feet further south. Let's see, 3 to 5 feet in the southwestern Florida, and 1 to 3 feet in the Keys. So please be careful. This storm surge will be very, very high, 10 to 15 feet above sea level. There might be some major flooding, major coastal flooding there, those sections. They'll likely issue more evacuations along those areas, maybe across western Florida too, but mainly there because of all the impacts, especially the storm surge. So please be careful. There's this map here. It shows the potential storm surge. Shows like 1 foot, 1 to 3 feet parts of southwestern Florida, and like array like 3 to 6 feet near Sarasota, some 6 to 9 feet near the Tampa Bay, especially some interior section of the Tampa Bay, some 6 to 9 feet of storm surge, shows potential there along St. Petersburg or Clearwater, some 6 to 9 feet too, but it's just an estimation, not the official forecast there that I showed you before. Shows some 6 to 9 feet in the red too, and in the Big Bend still show like some 9 feet, greater than 9 feet. So because they don't have the purple category here, so these areas in the Panhandle should be like 10 to 15 feet of storm surge in those areas. So let's see, shows all the way through the Panhandle some 6 to 9 feet, 10 feet in the red, and further inland like those that 3 feet and 6 feet of storm surge. So please be careful, even like 1 foot near Panama City or some areas, but very low. So but please stay safe there. That storm surge is no joke. And then let's see, the tropical storm force wind probabilities are already close to 100% in Florida there. The percents go all the way into North Carolina for some tropical storm force winds. The tip of the Yucatan close to 90-100% in western Cuba too. So please be careful, some damaging winds. 58 mile per hour winds shows like in the tip of the Yucatan near Cuba and in Florida there, so high probabilities already. And hurricane force winds mainly 5% in the Yucatan, and then you'll get higher as the days go through, but already showing some percentage in Florida, so please be careful there. Let's see. The arrival time of the winds shows like might arrive like Wednesday, Thursday, like the landfall would be like Thursday evening, but shows around Thursday a.m. already some tropical storm force winds there, so please be careful. Let's see. Here the watch is warning, some tropical storm force winds there, and the flash flooding this like for Thursday I think, but this day 1 through 5, so it's all the days here. So today's Tuesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. This is a thing. So the slight risk, margin risk for Florida, the moderate risk from Florida, Georgia, all the way into North Carolina. So there might be some major flash flooding there. The slight risk there in Missouri and Arkansas, might be some flooding there too. So please be careful. There might be some very dangerous flash flooding. So let's see here. The key messages in Spanish too, in case someone needs it. Se pronostica que Helene se intensificará y está cerca de fuerza de huracán cuando alcance el mar Caribe muy noreste el miércoles temprano. Se esperan condiciones de tormenta tropical sobre porciones del oeste de Cuba, la costa del oeste y península de Yucatán, con condiciones de huracán posibles. Se espera que Helene se intensifique rápidamente sobre el este del Golfo de México, siendo un huracán mayor de categoría 3 cuando acerque a la costa noreste do Golfo jueves. Y el riesgo de impactos de marejada ciclónica amenaza la vida, vientos dañinos, fuerza de huracán continúa aumentando ao largo da costa do Panhandle de Florida e hay vigilâncias de huracán y marejada ciclónica en efecto para gran parte desta área. Y los residentes en estas zonas deben seguir los consejos de los funcionarios locales. Helene traerá fuertes lluvias por zonas del Caribe Occidental, causando inundaciones, deslizamientos de tierra considerables a parte del oeste de Cuba. Las fuertes lluvias por ser probables resultan en inundaciones repentinas y urbanas localmente considerables a través de Florida, en el Panhandle así, norte de Florida, y también partes de Georgia y North Carolina y Valle de Tennessee miércoles hasta el viernes, sin posibles inundaciones fluviales menores, marejadas aisladas. Entonces, muchísimas precauciones. Good. So, let's see here. Something else, they have these local products here, for example, the threats and impacts you can see here. So like this is the wind threat, shows like the potential for 39 to 57 mile per hour winds through the Keys in Central Florida, and like 58 to 73 mile per hour gusts for like all the way from like Tampa to like northern Sarasota through Clearwater and all the way to northern Florida. And then there you can see the red 74 to 110 mile per hour winds, and that purple, the very extreme risk, like greater than 110 mile per hour gusts there along the Florida Panhandle. So this is a very big wind threat, and it goes all the way to like Georgia, the minor wind threat. There's the flooding rain threat. It's potential for major flooding rain, the red, like making that moderate risk from Florida to North Carolina, and some moderate flooding rain through western Florida, minor flooding rain localized in other areas there. So please be careful. There's the tornado threat. It's already like potential for a few tornadoes across Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, but this might grow later. Like I saw NATOcast putting like a 5% tornado threat already for Florida for like Wednesday before this comes, and I saw like the Colorado State University for Thursday put already a 15% tornado threat. So depending on the outcome, there might be a higher threat for tornadoes. So let's see. There's the storm surge threat, already greater than 9 feet above the ground, like I showed you in all those areas, greater than 6 feet above the ground, and 3 feet above the ground there, and 1 foot above the ground. So please be careful. And surprising enough, might be a storm surge or two in the eastern part of Florida too. So please be careful there. And here's, you can see all the warnings and the watches, the whole information for this. And let's see, let's go back here, for example, to the Tallahassee National Weather Service. They have some good information here that might help. The active warnings shows the storm surge. They give some tips here to stay safe, so please be careful. The wind impacts, you can read here later and find everything you need to stay safe. The hurricane preparedness, protect your home, determine sheltering options, ready your bags, so supplies, like buy food, water, and everything. Like supplies, batteries, flashlights, have everything you need. Evacuation orders follow if given, help neighbors. So, and take your pets with you. Let's see. So please be careful. And many schools are already closed in many counties of Western Florida, as you can see here. There are a bunch of schools already closed, and they already have like some evacuation orders, some mandatory evacuations in like low-lying areas there of zones A, B, and C. So please evacuate. Be careful there. And some other schools closed too, and this like the evacuation zones, the different evacuation zones. So I'll put the link to this information in the description, so please find your zone and evacuate correctly. Be careful, please. So let's see, the rainfall potential from the GFS shows like that blue there is close to 15 inches there. In that blue, this is until October 2nd, but yeah, this is a long time, but show like close to 15 inches there. And then if I go a little bit less far out, wait, go back. Let's see if the European is working. So let's see here, precipitation. So in the next 90 hours, so let's see. This is until the 27th. So let's go like to the 0C. Wait, this is the here. Let's see. Let's go to like 120 hours out. So this the European until Sunday. The European only has like some 5-6 inches there, but it has like some 8 inches near Tennessee and some other areas. But be aware, it's a very big rain. There's the Canadian model too. It shows. Let's see if it has precipitation here. So total precipitation. next 168 hours, like this is until next Tuesday. In Florida, it has like close to 10 inches in Florida there, 5, 9, 8, 10 inches. And from Georgia all the way to North Carolina, it has like 12 inches there. So there might be a lot of flooding. So please stay safe there. Let's see if the icon works. So it also shows a little bit less there, shows like close to some 5 inches in Florida, and Tennessee like some 12 inches, 10 inches. So please stay safe there from that rainfall. So here's the current satellite. It's not very organized, but it's very strong. There's the track. Some track models generally take this in that direction. Some trended a little bit further east into the Big Bend, and some still like in the Panhandle for the landfall. So please be aware. There are some GFS ensembles there around the Panhandle, that vicinity. And let's see, the Canadian ensembles take this generally in that direction as well. And the intensity guidance shows like 3 models are showing category 4, a lot showing category 3, and some around category 1, category 2. But this will likely be a category 3, and maybe category 4. So please stay safe there. This is a serious storm. Let's see. There's the GFS model. It goes, makes landfall as a 972, like category 2 or category 3. In the Panhandle, this will be like category 2. And then it goes out there, so the GFS is a little bit weaker today, but the GFS 0Z shows like a 969, category, almost category 3, like category 2. But the GFS is not very strong like the hurricane models. The European has like a tropical storm at landfall, so don't mind this. The European has been like crazy lately, and the icon has like goes there, passes right between the Yucatan and Cuba, might affect the Yucatan a lot in Cuba. Then the icon is like a 947 at landfall, so this will be like category 4, category 3, so please stay safe. There's the Canadian, takes it there, and it has like 975, category 2. So let's see, there's the Nevgen, it goes there and goes to a 970, cat 2, further into the Panhandle there. So these operational models are still not as strong as like the hurricane models, but the HOR, for example, the hurricane model shows it goes there, passes the Yucatan. Might be some tornado threat in Cuba and the Yucatan with some water spouts too. So be careful, might be some water spouts and some tornadoes. And then let's see, passes there. The HWRF strengthens this to a 930, category 5, and then makes landfall as a 922, category 5. So this will be a category 5. Let's see. There's also the H1. It has a there, keeps going. The H1 has a closer to the Yucatan, almost a landfall at the Yucatan, and then it keeps going there. It makes landfall as a 943, category 4, so the H1's a little bit weaker. The HEFS A has like, goes there, makes landfall in the Yucatan, but emerges into the Gulf, and that landfall in the Yucatan might help to weaken it, like not strengthen it very much. So, and the HEFS A has like 969, category 2, close to category 3, so it's not very strong either. Let's see, the HEFS B has also landfall in the Yucatan, then it goes there's a 963, so there will be a category 3 close to it. So these hurricane models, except for the HRF and the H1, the other ones aren't very strong with this, but we'll keep monitoring. And let's see, there's of course the NAM, but the NAM like shows like some crazy stuff, so don't mind this. The NAM always goes crazy. It's worse than the GFS. So like 883 millibars. There'll be like history made, so this won't happen. Don't worry. But it's interesting to show you too. So let's see. there's the simulated satellite for this from the name. The name has like a crazy hurricane, like category 5 plus, so don't mind that. It's like crazy, but it's interesting to show you. So let's see. And you see that system there in the US going to Canada, there'll be that cold front there. If that cold front is faster, it might help to take it further, grab it and take it like further west. But for example, if the cold front is lower, it will be like further away into the US, and there might be time for this hurricane to just blast north into the panhandle. But if the cold front is faster, it might grab it, and higher chance it goes to like western Florida. So we'll also monitor this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but let me see. There's also the dry air. There's still a lot of dry air there, but as the system comes, you kick the dry air away. But still some dry air on the back side as this makes landfall. The Europeans blasting a lot of dry air on the backside, and the GFS has like, it goes there, and maybe some dry air later as it makes landfall too. So please be careful there. And let's see here. Let's see if I find like the wind shear. So the European has like, I think it's here, so let's see. I don't find it today. Let's see. Let's see, maybe if in the North Atlantic there is. So here, so wind shear. It's not available. Wait. The 0Z, so let's see. So where the system is at now, it shows still some high wind shear. This might be outflow, but where it's at, they're still lower. It shows some high wind shear near Texas and some other areas, but it generally goes towards Florida, kind of survives and creates like an outflow. So be aware there. And let's see that there's also here the GFS model in this different site. It takes it there towards Florida around 972. So please be careful. There's like here, let's see the 24-hour precipitation. This goes some very high amounts throughout Cuba, and the GFS is like, this is in inches, close to like 8 to 12 inches there in 24 hours as it makes landfall. So there'll be still a lot of flooding from this. Please be careful. So let's see here. And it also is like the max wind gusts. The max wind gusts from the GFS in kilometers per hour. It has like some close to 150 kilometers per hour, like 118. Those whites are like 118, 115 kilometers per hour. And but it gets like to the blacks close to 130 kilometers per hour gusts. So please be careful. There's the European. I don't know if it has like gusts. It's like wind gusts here. So it goes some very high winds, but I better show you in another place this, because it'll be easier to understand. So let's see wind gusts. So it shows it going there. This is the European. It has like some very high winds. So let's see like miles per hour. Shows like some 65 mile per hour gusts, 67. But the European is like a tropical storm, so it depends on the model. The GFS is already some 71 mile per hour gusts as a hurricane. And let's see. I wouldn't even show you the name because it's like absurd, so 158 miles per hour. And let's see, there's the icon. The icon is very strong too with this. The icon like that takes this over Florida there, and like 128 mile per hour gusts, 127, 95, so there are some very high gusts too. These gusts might cause a lot of problems, so storm surge, the power outages, and power lines and everything. So please stay safe. And those gusty winds might continue as it heads throughout northern Florida into Georgia. So the GFS still has some very high gusts into Georgia, potentially to South Carolina later. So please stay safe there. This will be a nasty system. Waves show like very high there, but like in the west coast of Florida there'll be some very high waves too in the panhandle, the storm surge, so please stay safe there. And let's see, and this the storm prediction center, right? It shows a tornado threat for Thursday with this there. So tropical cyclones forecast to move inland across northern Florida and Georgia on Thursday. Risk of tropical cyclone related tornadoes or accompanying convection in the outer bands. So be aware, already a tornado threat there. And later, like for Friday, still nothing here, but we might have some other outlooks later. So please stay safe from the storm. This will be a very dangerous, damaging storm, and please warn others there and do what you can to stay safe. Now in the rest of the Atlantic, they are there at 80% there, at 40%. So satellite wind there from earlier today show broad and open trough association with tropical wave located near the Cabo Verde Islands. Environmental conditions appear favorable for gradual development of the system. Tropical wind pressure is likely to form the next few days, while it moves westward, northwestward, and eastern central tropical Atlantic. So this might still form into something there. We'll keep watching. There's John, the remnants of John there. So this was like a category 3, no, category 2 I think yesterday. I think it was a category 3 at landfall, so this intensified very rapidly, so this was very crazy. But the remnants of John will still linger around there and cause more trouble. So let's see here. So the cone size is dissipated, but the model still keeps some very high rainfall there. For example here, let's see, there's the remnants of John, and then the European model keeps the remnants there alive, potentially going over the ocean again, and keeps very heavy rain there all the way until like Saturday. So there'll still be some tremendous amounts of rainfall in Mexico until Saturday. So the rain accumulation has like 500, 600 millimeters there in Mexico. So please be careful there. There has been already some big landslides, flash flooding, so please stay safe there. And go ahead and watch our video in Spanish we did yesterday if you don't understand English. So please stay safe. Let's see, the GFS is like tremendous amounts too. Like, let's see this millimeters, so show like more than 800 millimeters by the GFS, 700 millimeters, so this will cause some catastrophic flooding. The icon has 600 millimeters in Acapulco, so like 700 millimeters further south, so please stay safe. This will cause some catastrophic flooding, very dangerous, so please be careful. Nicaragua, Honduras, more rain and thunderstorms, especially southern Honduras, Nicaragua, might be a little bit heavier throughout some other areas of Central America, so be careful. Showers and storms shows in Cuba like more than 100 millimeters from this system. In the Yucatan too, close to 70, 80 millimeters. The GFS is more close to 100 in Cuba. No, in the Yucatan, more than 100 in like Cuba. So please stay safe there from flooding, landslides, and more things. The European, the westernmost tip of Cuba, has like 200 millimeters. So please be careful. 160 in the Yucatan. So please stay safe there. Let's see, the wind gusts shows this is already there, still some very high gusts in the Cayman Islands. So let's see here, kilometers, so like already 72 kilometer per hour gusts in the Cayman Islands around Cuba. This keeps going close to 90, 80 kilometer per hour gusts through Cuba. Some very high gusts in the Yucatan too, in some areas there. So please stay safe. Like Thursday morning, the European still has some very high gusts there. But the Europeans like this is a tropical storm. So the GFS has there some very high gusts throughout Cuba, especially Cuba, like some some 79, 80 kilometer per hour gusts. Then this keeps strengthening, like Key West might get some 81 kilometer per hour gusts. Let's see, Cuba, so some very high gusts, and all throughout western Florida, as this crosses some very high gusts, like for example in Tampa, Bradenton, close to 104 kilometer per hour gusts. And let's see, in miles, like some shows already some like 65 mile per hour gusts as this crosses there. So please be careful in all of Florida. So let's see. There's also the icon. It shows like some very high gusts in Cuba. It's 53 miles per hour, like 57. In the westernmost tip of Cuba, it has like some 101 kilometer per hour gusts. So please be careful there. So please be careful with those winds there in Cuba and the Yucatan, and also the storms. Maybe some very heavy rains, some flooding parts of Cuba with the storms, maybe tornadoes too. So please stay safe. And in other areas, we still have some showers and storms parts of the Eastern Caribbean, especially like some storms. We had some severe thunderstorm warnings in Barbados today because of all these passing storms. So be careful there too. A lot of storms, shows more storms Thursday near Barbados, St. Lucia. So a lot of passing showers and storms there. So be careful, be aware. And later it might calm down, but these next few days a lot of storms there. And let's see, next 5 days of rain accumulation shows like 24 to 22 millimeters, 30 millimeters in the Caribbean. So be aware of the storms. I showed you in Cuba there. And still in the Cayman Islands, close to 100 millimeters. In Jamaica, some more. So please stay safe. Some heavier downpours in Central America. Storm or two in Hispaniola, in Puerto Rico. Some showers in the Bahamas, and some more rain there. So please stay safe from the system and do what you can to stay safe. Let's see. The other system there in the Atlantic, the GFS has this going, becoming a tropical storm there and quickly dying. And the European has like this goes there. Let's see, might try to become a quick tropical storm. Let's see, like the 0C. Here, wait, there. So shows it becoming like a depression or storm, and then why is this loading so much? So then it quickly dies there and catches a front, but it shows it's strengthening again further north. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. And the Canadian model goes there like a storm too. So be aware. Then the Canadian, some disturbances near the Caribbean later. So we'll watch that, but still nothing certain. So please stay safe with the hurricane there in Florida and the other areas too. Do what you can to stay safe, evacuate if you need, and please warn others if you know anyone that knows anyone there. So please warn others and do what you can to stay safe.